All right, I finally got it, my FitCamX. It's a dash cam. So I was looking around, and it might be kind of strange with an electric vehicle. You see all the Teslas, a bunch of cameras all around everywhere. Well, Ford also has a bunch of cameras all around everywhere, but they don't record. So I got myself a dash cam, and I was looking online, and they said this is the best one so far. So we're going to check it out, and we're going to see how easy it is to install, and also if it actually is any good. So come here, we'll do a little unboxing together. So, man, this is awesome. This whole front trunk thing is super cool. So let's get this opened up. Yeah. Oh, something satisfying about releasing the plastic wrap. All right. Aha, there's a lid. You shake it a bunch. All right, you just open up the little top like that. All right, we got dash cam and accessories. So let's see what we got in here. Here is, hey, it comes with its own fork. All right, so this is all the stuff that we're going to need to install it. All right, that's the accessories. And let's look here and see what we got. Dash cam parts. There we go. Alrighty guys, here it is. Here is the dash cam. And it's supposed to be pretty easy to install. So let's look in the manual here. What's the best way to install this? Oh boy. We know how to install this in 4 languages. 6 languages. 7. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this installed here. And it comes with, inside this little plastic bag, it comes with washers, a little screw, and this little handy dandy tool. You can use your own tool if you want, but I'm going to try to use what they send. And then this base plate is kind of semi-attached to the camera. It comes off really easily. And then we have some extra cabling attachment here. So now what you're supposed to do first, we're going to set this down here. Hold on to your screw, don't lose it. So it's just loosening this one here. There we go. So you take that off. It's a smaller screw than the one we're going to be putting in. This base plate goes on right over the top of it. So yeah, all you're doing is removing the screw. You're not really taking anything off on your Ford Lightning. You're just removing the screw, and then you're taking the longer screw and installing it in there. So there you go. All right, so that's pretty set in there. Okay, and then you have to get in here, and there's a little switch here that allows you to pop off this thing right here in the back. And then you get your other little fancy piece here, and then you attach. It only goes one way, so then you attach that here. Really good. And then you take this, and this goes back in the same spot. And then this piece dangling here is going to be the power to your camera. So now if you see this, your bracket here, it's pretty easy to install because the bracket will attach right here to the little holes on your camera, and your camera will just go right in there. And it just snaps in, and that's all good to go. And then if you look here, you got 2 cables coming out here. I actually bought the one with the rear camera option. I'm probably going to be installing that later because it's going to require running a cable all along to the back. So the reason why I bought this is so I didn't have too much cabling. But this is the last thing you do right here, and it only fits one way. You just got to figure out which way that is. All right, so then that plugs in there. And then you can take some of your cabling and shove it up in here if you want to kind of get it out of the way. Otherwise, this is going to be kind of dangling around, and then you get this straightened out, and that's all you do. You're ready to go. That's it. Let's go ahead and see how this works. We're going to test this first before we work on the rear camera. So yeah, let's see how this goes. We connect to this, and it's asking for a password to join. Is that working? Yep, so that is your FitCamX Wi-Fi. So now we go to the FitCamX app, and we add that camera, and it's going to connect to the camera, and there we have it. It is recording now, our hood being open. So there you have it, and for some reason it looks green. You think you can reach your fingers around it? There's something covering the lens.
Yeah, lens cover, I gotcha.
Do you see that? You see what I'm talking about? There we have it. All right, here is a sample of what the dash cam looks like. If you notice in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a date and time. That's pretty cool. I do like the way it looks. It's a pretty good image overall, but you do get a little bit of reflection in the window. I imagine that'll change based on the time of day, but I did want to point that out. And yeah, it is a little bit of a reflection, but overall it looks pretty good. All right, welcome back to part 2 of our FitCamX installation. I looked online everywhere, several places, and there are several people that installed the front camera, but no one really showed you the rear camera. And I guess that's because they didn't want to go through the hassle of tucking it in or showing you how they do it, because there's probably better ways to do it. Well, you probably know a better way than me, but I'm gonna actually just do this and we'll see how this works. So if you notice on this rear camera, this actually flexes around. So whenever we install it, like you could just for your information, you can actually move that around a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, but the first thing you do before we run a big long cable, we have all the extra cable, and we have a little tool. You have to make sure you have your little tool that comes with it, and that's going to help us pry things back, is you want to actually take this cable. So this is the rear view camera cable, and what we want to do is we want to plug this in first and make sure that it works. So this will plug in with the shorter cable first, and as you can tell, the blue light's on, so that looks like that it's working, but you want to check your app and make sure that that works. So don't remove this, but then you definitely want to remove this. So we're going to run this to the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward through this, but I'm going to show you actually how we're installing it. We're going to be pulling this down, tucking in here. My son's going to help me a little bit, and we're going to get this done. All right, let's do this. Oh, first unplug this. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Now that you tested to make sure the camera works, then before you run a big long cable and tuck it everywhere, actually plug in the cable. So you plug in the cable and then plug the cable to the camera. Plug that in. There we go. All right, blue light. Okay. Then we just check the footage and then we'll be good to go. So, and then we're just going to stretch this to the back, and I'm going to show you where to connect it in on the back window. All right, one more thing to check before you get started installing the big long cable is make sure that you know where you're going to be putting it. So you can actually put it anywhere up here, and also make sure you know which way it's going to face. That way you make sure and you get the cable at the right place. And actually, and look in your camera or look on your phone and double check the footage. So we're going to end up putting it right here so it's close to the middle. And now again, you want to make sure you install it on this side, so the driver's side of the back window, and that way it won't, this little back window here has the room to slide and it's not going to run into it. So we're going to install it right here towards the top, and the footage looks good and everything. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to go ahead and run some cable. All right, this the back of the FitCamX has a little place where you can tuck things. So now we're going to fast forward this a little bit. We're going to be tucking this cable underneath a few of these little nooks and crannies here. Seems like a good place to tuck it. So thanks to my son for helping me run these wires. Whenever you're ready, this has a little 3M stick tape on it. So just make sure you get it in the right position. We ended up putting it right here in the middle. I was going to put it off to the side, but this looks better, and make sure you double check that it's not upside down or anything like that. But even after you have it on there, you can actually turn this just a little bit one way or the other if it's tilted down or up too much. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take the extra cable and you're going to finish stuffing it up in here and down in here, and that's how you do it. So thanks for watching. That's how you install your FitCamX in your F-150 Lightning, front and rear camera. Thank you very much, FitCamX, for actually making a very easy installation. I would give it a 10 out of 10 for installation. It's actually really, really cool. Rear camera, you know, running a wire actually wasn't that bad. It's pretty easy once you have the little blue tool. And once we had the little blue tool, it worked out pretty well. So thank you very much, FitCamX. But I will tell you, my opinion on the Lightning, I love it. I absolutely love it. But it does have cameras everywhere. I hope that Ford in the near future does what Tesla does and actually turn on their cameras where it can be recording all the time, and you can actually save it and use that as your dash cam footage instead of having to install a separate dash cam. So, and here's the finished product. You see a little bit of wire there, but everything is tucked underneath, and always double check what you're doing. So you just go through and make sure that your work is satisfactory. And I noticed that there's a little wire up there. Besides that, it looks like everything's good. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. So now I'm excited to show you the final product. You already saw a little bit on the front camera, but here's another view. And then I'm going to switch it to the back camera here, and you'll be able to see this is the same exact time that the front camera was recording, but this is the rear camera. So thank you guys for watching. I'll switch it back now to the front camera. So You can enjoy Colorado just like I do. Man, I live in such a beautiful state. This is awesome. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next video.